Yeah, Coach.
Good to see you, Coach.
Coach, how are we?
Nebraska's an Adidas school. I'm
See you, Coach.
Nebraska's an Adidas school. Always got some clean shoes. Right behind you.
Good work, Connor.
Boom. Connor, good work. Hold on, the wire's in there. The wire's wrapped around the thing.
Dang it.
We got to fit. No, it's ours.
The field did that.
Yeah, it's happened the last 3 times. Coach, good to see you, Coach. Good to see you. Okay, how do we feel? Now we're all the way back into college ball full time. Last time we chatted with you was transition going into Nebraska, I do believe. How's life? You were giving a lot of great takes on the state of college football and what has changed since the last time you were in college football. How do we feel now? Where are you at right now with college ball and the Nebraska program?
Well, Nebraska's in a great place. It's winning time. We broke the 9-year bowl drought. Not what we want, but we made some positive things.
Here we go. Let's go, Huss.
It's always been year 3 for you.
It's been year 3, so a little pressure on me right now. My wife's already planning some different things. I'm like, honey, let's wait till we win before we start spending all that money. So.
It happened at Temple, happened at Baylor. You get your culture in there, get your guys in there, have to flip over. That's why you get hired as a head coach at a place, is to change the culture and do your thing. What is it about this particular year, or maybe this particular team where you're at, where it's like, yeah, we go to a bowl game last year, but it's winning time now. Why do you think that with this squad?
Because we played the best teams in the league last year. We played Ohio State, great team, lost 21-17. Lost a bunch of games at the wire. And people start talking about a curse and all these different things. I told the guys, I said, forget that. It's more talent. It's us being bigger, stronger, better. So year 3, young quarterback, he's going to be really good next year. Really good defense. Got some weapons. Portal's been good to us. So I think we'll be pretty good.
What are you in the middle of spring ball right now?
Matt Rhule. So I'll be here tonight. I flew here today, support the boys, fly back tonight. 5:30 tomorrow morning on the mat.
Let's go. Let's go.
Old school.
Matt Rhule is like I don't want to say death camp.
Pretty close.
5:30 a.m. though is the boys aren't sleeping the night before because they're scared they're going to miss the alarm, and if you show up late to this, it's over. That's where you're at right now.
That's not good. But it's I told the guys, I talked to a couple of guys when they come out here, they're like thinking about running the 40. They're nervous, like, man, what if I run this? What if I run that? Sometimes you just got to go do it. So early on in their college career, man, twice a week, show up, mat drills, lay it on the line, show what you can do. It's hard. Embrace hard things. Kick the drill's ass and see what happens.
I should have done the research, but obviously didn't even know you were out here until you sent me a message, and I'm like, yo, we would love to talk to you, Coach.
I saw Coach Pagano right there. I said, Coach, thank goodness you're back in coaching. Football needs men like Chuck Pagano.
Well, I love that, and we agree, and he is all the way back in. He's excited. You can see a little glow and a little bounce about him that he's back in the world. You football guys are certainly a different animal, a different breed and everything like that, but getting you to come on here, I appreciate it. Your guys, how many guys, I should have done more research, do you have out there, and what do you think is going to happen with your dudes during this combine experience?
Yeah, we have 4 guys at the combine. Ty Robinson, our great defensive tackle, is going to run today. I mean, he's one of your kind of guys. Like, you would love this guy. I mean, the guy's tough, hard-nosed, blue-collar, great athlete. Going to go to medical school when he's done.
Medical?
Wow. Maybe not one Fargo.
I don't think so.
But a real guy. So and we have Thomas Fedoni, tight end. We have Isaiah Nawar, a receiver, and we have Tommy Hill, corner. So we have 4 guys here. A couple other guys that maybe should have been here. So first time in a long time to have this many. So we're starting to get the thing up and running.
That's awesome. Tone has a question for you,
Coach. You are in the news recently. You in Texas for the spring game. Whether you guys are going to do the spring game or not. So I got to ask you about that. Was it because other teams looking at the film of your spring game, guys not getting enough time in the spring game, so they want to transfer in that spring portal window? What was the thinking behind the spring game? I don't know if the announcement's been made or what has been happening with your spring game, but you was definitely in the news for the maybe not playing the spring game this year.
Yeah, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, I was kind of the first guy that said it.
Yes,
took a little bit of heat, and then all of a sudden,
and then Sark,
everybody starts coming in behind. Yeah. Hey, that's a good idea. So, I think it was 2 things. Last year we had our spring game. Big Ten Network, everyone's watching. It's re-aired. And all of a sudden, I got a line outside my door on Monday. Hey, Coach so-and-so called me from here. So-and-so called me from there. So, what advantage is it for me?
Sure.
I love our fans, and we're going to do something for the fans. But what's the advantage of showing all my young talent and letting other coaches come in and try to tamper with them? And to be quite honest, and this, I'm not a perfect guy. I sat there watching the FCS playoffs, watching those great teams at Montana State, and some kid makes a play, and I'm like, who is that guy?
Now he's quarterback in Iowa.
Bring him in. So I'm like, why would I put my guys out there? I mean, I want my guys to be taken care of, but that's a tough time. April, May, man. We got to get ready for the season, so we'll make some changes.
The 2 portals is crazy, and I'm experiencing this right now with Rich Rod going back to West Virginia, because these guys come in the first portal, then they get a spring with Rich now, right? Now they get a spring with, hey, it's going to be run a little bit different, I think, than what it had been being run like around here for a little bit. And then right after spring, you're only a couple months out from the season, guys can hit again, and it's like, that needs to be. What is your thoughts? How do we fix this? 1 portal time, 1 transfer window?
One portal. Think about it. Basketball has 1 portal. So why would basketball have 1 and we have 2? It's because our season is different. I get it, but whether it's in January, December,
April, just keep the April one.
Yeah, but
then you're a couple months out. Yeah,
I mean, how many people leave in April and have a lot of success 2 months later? Yeah. Like I literally could, if I wanted to, I could say, who am I playing week 1, and see who goes in the portal from them and take them, and then know what they're going to do against us. So, but I'm with you. Whatever's best for the student athlete, but I think we should pick one. I don't want to negotiate a contract with a guy in December and then renegotiate again in April. Like, you sign up with us, you should sign up for the year. Coaches sign up for the year. And so let's do once a year, whatever's best. If it's April, if it's December. I will say this. I thought it was terrible for the young men. Not just for the teams, but for the young men. The guys had to make a decision. Do I play with my team in the college football playoff, or do I go in the playoffs, or go in the portal because that's what's best for me? So I think 1 portal window would be way better.
Hey, that college football playoff timing of the transfer portal window being in there was weird, and then some schools were letting their guys be in the portal and then also on the team. Some places weren't available. That was a weird scene popping out there because, whenever people stopped playing in the bowl games, it was like we're going to go to the Toto Toilet Bowl out here. Guys not playing because you don't want to get hurt. College football playoff game, it's like there was conversations of people not playing in it. It's like, come on, man. This is what we're here for.
No doubt.
It's literally what the entire year is all about. You and I think anybody that watches college ball, excited that the players are getting compensated. But there's a ruling coming, right, that's supposed to put some guardrails on it. Have you heard anything about that? And how do you think that, how many years until we get this thing kind of straightened out? Because you are old college football guy, who's been around a long time, and also professional guy who's been around the professional operation, which I think is good for you, especially how Bill and Lombardi feel going back to North Carolina. They feel like having the NFL experience is a good thing, not a bad thing. I assume you feel the same way. But how many years do you think until there is some sort of what the hell's going on?
I think this winter is the first time that I feel like, we might get a handle on this. I think, Commissioner Sankey in the SEC, Tony Petitti at the Big Ten, who obviously comes and talks to us. I want the players to be taken care of. What I don't want is guys playing at 4 colleges in 4 years. Because, hey, I'm the highest bidder. Now I'm the highest bidder. The one thing in football is the desperate team sets the market. And so if a desperate team comes in and they're trying to steal you away from me and, hey, I'll give you $100,000 more, but it's not a good situation, there has to be some guardrails. And I think we're starting to figure out we're on the precipice of it being the right, where, hey, we can sign some contracts, multi-year deals maybe, but if you do want to leave, like a coach leaves, they pay a buyout. Maybe there's a buyout. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm feeling better that it might happen.
Big Ten kind of running shit.
Oh, yeah.
Mad Mel has a question for you.
Yeah, speaking of that, early in the season, you said how, hey, listen, the Big Ten is best conference in college football. Paul Feinbaum, obviously, mouthpiece for the SEC, he kind of takes a pot shot at you and says, hey, you haven't done anything yet. Why don't you just focus on winning at Nebraska? And then I loved it how you came back and, you dunked on him pretty good after, I think it was after Ohio State won. But like Pat mentioned, the Big Ten kind of dominated the college football playoff. When you look back at the last season in the new Big Ten, different travel, all that kind of stuff. Do you guys feel like you're where you're at, where you need to be in order to compete, with Oregon and USC and Ohio State and Penn State and kind of all these other places who have basically said, hey, listen, we're all in. We're going to, boosters, all that kind of stuff. We're going to put as much money as we need to kind of get this thing going in the right direction.
Yeah, I think this will be the first year where we're on a level playing field. And it's this new settlement, right? So we're going to be spending the same amount of money on our roster that everyone else is. Ohio State, Oregon, they made huge investments last year. Good for them. We've been making big investments, but not at the level they were making at because they were just ahead of us. this new thing now will kind of even things out. And I will say this: kudos to Arizona State, places like that won at the level they did. Well, I mean, Kenny's a coach now. He's a real coach.
A lot of respect from all you, I assume.
100%. Like that team played really well, but long term, I mean, if you want something out, you got to invest something into it. And so we're at a point now in Nebraska. We have the best facilities in the country, elite fan base. Being in the middle part of the country now in the Big Ten is a good thing. Like, I don't have 4-hour flights. I have a 2-hour flight to L.A., a 2-hour flight to Penn State. I feel pretty good about where
2 hours to L.A. from Nebraska?
2:15. Depends on what plane
Flight
they
on
get.
Concorde.
That's you don't got a heavy jet stream coming. You know what I mean?
Going this way. Going this way. Going this way. Coming back. 2:15.
Yeah, I don't know. Gumpy and I did a 6-hour flight from here to San Diego because we had a 4,000 knot headwind. I think is what they told us. So we were just sitting in the sky, sitting in the sky. It felt like forever. I believe we're coming up to a hard at here, like here in a matter of moments, like right now. Did that just happen?
Oh, I thought it was
55?
54:30.
53:25. Okay, so we got 15 seconds here. I thought we 54:30. Got it. We've got a 2-week break, Coach.
Yeah.
Coach, 2-week break. And I didn't want to cut you off because you're giving such a great answer. I was actually looking at the clock. I was thinking to myself, we're in trouble. But whenever we continue this program after the Hard Out, we'll still be live on YouTube, ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and TikTok Live. How much social media have you been doing? You've been doing the dances? You've been doing the TikTok and Coach Rhule?
So I walked in the training table the other day, and Harper Murray, our All-American volleyball player, was sitting there with my 9-year-old. She said, Coach Rhule, we're going to go do a TikTok. Now, I'm anti-TikTok. I won't let the kids have it.
Smart. Love it. You get it.
And my 9-year-old's like, what are you going to say to Harper? And I was like, oh, have fun. So I've had to download TikTok, and I found my daughter all over. She finds people in the facility. Well, I thought I saw 35 of my football players doing TikToks.
How'd you feel?
Well, one of them did it in the facility, which is a hard no. So our strength coach did a TikTok workout this morning with the freshmen. They were pushing plates with their bios and all their cool stuff on there that they love to post everywhere. They're pushing the plate with their bio.
Oh, that's amazing.
But I got to tell you the last part. I know we have harder. They were doing wall sits at the end, and every freshman had to get out and do a 10-second TikTok dance while the rest of the guys did the wall sit. Welcome to old school.
That was literally, hey, you ended that answer.
That was money.
You ended that story right at the out. And even got our pop in there. Hey, that's good TV work.
Well done,
That's
Coach.
good TV work right there. Okay, we're still live, obviously, on the internet and everything like that. You said welcome to old school.
Yeah.
Coach Rod, I'm talking to him, same exact thing.
Yep.
I think a lot of people are kind of scared to go that way. A lot of the old school coaches and a lot of the good teams aren't. So how have you stayed committed throughout all of the, because I'm assuming there's a lot of people that have said, you know, maybe you do this, maybe you don't do that. And you say, yeah, we're doing TikTok workouts this morning. You think it's cute? Okay, that's cute.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah, go ahead and read the entirety of the entire as we roll in there. How have you been able to maintain that? And don't you think that's a necessity to win at football? Like, I think at football, you need to be disciplined, you need to be tough, and you need to be bought in. Like, I legitimately think that. And they're trying to change it seems like. And if you change it, you're not going to win.
They're trying to change it everywhere. I think a couple of things. I think back to all the great players I've coached. Christian McCaffrey, Stephon Gilmore, Deion Dawkins in college, Hassan Reddick. Those guys all wanted that kind of stuff. Like, they wanted to get coached. Like, when you coach Christian McCaffrey, you'd sit there and watch a play, and you were so locked in because he's going to come over and say, hey, did I read that wrong? Like, he wanted real feedback. So all this soft stuff, all the research says it's wrong. All, you know, the best people in the world don't want it that way. So I think it's my job to do what's best for the players. And if they don't want it and they want to transfer, you know, so be it. But you know, we always say, hey, I'm going to treat you like my own son. Well, my son comes home with a C. Julie Rhule comes across the couch and swinging on him. So, like we're going to treat our players the same way.
We're pushing sleds with a big C on top of it. Wow, it's pretty heavy sled you got here. Yeah, I think it's a necessity in football. I legitimately think it is. And if you don't have it and you lose it, it's gone forever. So you trying to set your culture, that makes sense why year 3 potentially becomes the time. Go ahead, Con, man.
Yeah, new necessity too, and I should have done more research and I should know this, but you know, like the GM role in college is now becoming a thing. Andrew Luck is back in Stanford. You know, Pat mentioned Michael Lombardi with Belichick at UNC. Do you guys have a GM? Is that something where you guys have a working relationship? And what exactly, you know, is on his plate versus yours, or is it very much so like a working relationship? You're giving him stuff like players from Montana State, hey, go and call this guy immediately. How has that relationship been?
Yeah, when we came back in, you know, Sean Patton's been with me forever, took over as the GM. brilliant, smart. And Mike Lombardi's always been a great friend of ours, a resource. His house down the shore is like 2 towns up from mine.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we always go to see Mike, and he's a great, great man. He's helped me for years. Sean recently moved into a new role where all he's doing now is like contracts, because it's a big role now, dealing with agents. Like where I'm here, he's in the hotels here talking to agents. They're talking to NFL guys and college guys at the same time because that's the new normal. And we just hired a guy named Pat Stewart from the New England Patriots, was with us at Cleveland, with us at Carolina. He'll be our new GM. So we're just taking our personnel department, which used to be 4 guys, then it was 8. Now it's the NFL in college.
Yeah.
And it's what you need to have a chance.
Rich said that yesterday. Like everything you're saying, Rich Rod has been saying like for the last, since he's got back to West Virginia. We're hearing him at the press conference. He said, Raquel, my daughter, and I were looking at the guide or whatever it is. I don't know if you even still have that from 2006. Whenever we were here, he said I had 10 members on the staff. He said we had 2 GAs on offense. I think we had 2 GAs on defense. We had 1 equipment manager guy with everything else, and we somehow were able to do it then. So I assume we're able to do it now. Now it's like 50. You got consultants, you got advisors, you got these people, you got this expert, you got nutritionists. Ours quit.
Well, we'll have a new one.
I believe we'll get a new one. We'll get a new one in there, but it's like it's big operation now, big business. Obviously, I think is probably the reason why, right, Coach?
That's right. We had the same statement the other day. We were sitting in our mat drills. And the players hadn't run in yet, and there might have been like 90 people in there. And Phil Snow, who's like my mentor in coaching, he's 68 years old.
DC.
Yeah, DC for years. And he was like, Matt, we used to have 12 people out here. What the hell? Why do we have all these people? But it's a new world, right? Everyone wants to get involved in it. People will work for not a lot of money to get their foot started. And it is big business, and we're spending a lot of money. We're spending $20.5 million on athletes this year at Nebraska. I mean, just think about that now.
Hey, let's go, Nebraska.
That's
awesome.
So you need to have the best.
Volleyball players?
Volleyball players, I mean, they are.
Real deal.
I wanted to fly here yesterday and come here last night, and they're like, we have a new coach, Danny Busboom Kelly from Louisville, elite coach, former player there. And they're like, nah, Coach Rhule, Danny has the plane. You'll get it tomorrow morning. And I was like, I get it. Like, volleyball is volleyball, Nebraska.
It's selling out stadium.
Yeah.
That's right.
Selling out stadium there. Last question here from town. We appreciate you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, you made some coordinator news kind of at the end of last year, bringing in Dana Holgerson, and now I believe he is going to be your full-time OC. Is it nice having like a former head coach on the staff as well? And then how has him and Dylan Raiola's relationship been through the offseason?
Yeah, I think we lost we beat Wisconsin week 11 to go. We hadn't beat them in 12 years to go to the bowl season, which was awesome. The next week we lost to Iowa, and it was like a gut punch. The way we lost.
We do that.
Yeah, which I respect. Trust me, I respect. But the next day, Dylan was like, Coach, I'm all in. And Dana was like, I'm all in.
Okay.
And they both were kind of like, hey, if he's in, I'm in. It wasn't anything about me. But that felt great because I think they have a great relationship. Dana's what I'm not. Dana's aggressive offensively. He wants to. I mean, there's sometimes he calls things, and I'm like, oh, my Lord, we're doing that, Dana? And he's like, but it works. So I love it. So I was so happy to get him. And you're right. When you're a head coach, I can't pick up the phone and call up Coach Ferentz and be like, hey, Coach, what do you think I should be doing here? So to have someone else who's been there, who knows what that feels like, is a great resource.
He's electrifying, too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's electrifying. We got to see it at, obviously, at West Virginia, and then he goes down to Texas Tech, I believe, and does his thing. It's like watching him, chatting with him, loves ball. God, he loves ball. Raiola is going to be a guy, huh?
He's going to be a guy. Yeah, he'll be a guy.
Already is, I guess. But
Is he cutting his hair now that Mahomes cut his hair? Or?
No, it's funny. If I'm being honest, I think he was going to cut his hair anyway, and then when Mahomes didn't, I was like, you can't do it now, bro.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Sure.
That's the whole situation. Hey, listen, if this guy's in your culture, in your building, I got respect for him. A lot of things can be said about him because he is very popular, and obviously he was committed somewhere, and then he goes to Nebraska, family ties and everything like that. But he went out and played. There was a ball, I think I did it on game day. There's a throw where a guy's coming, a guy is running right in his face. Okay, just running right in his face. And he sits in there, takes it, and delivers a go ball down the side, and it's in the bucket. And he's a freshman. It's like, this guy's got it. Like, that's the thing you don't know if a guy has or not, especially if he's highly recruited or getting the money. It's like, I think there's a couple plays that I saw where I'm like, this guy's going to be a guy, and it's because I think tough, and you get to see more of it. But if you're able to sit in the pocket and take a big-time shot and deliver a ball, it's like that's the separator, I think. We're here in Indianapolis. racing is the thing. Indy 500 is a big deal. There's a lot of drivers that can go 198, 199, can't go over 200 miles an hour. So that's like the separator. Like, hey, over 200 miles an hour, how do you feel? Are you comfortable? Are you not comfortable? Are you going to get in here? They're going 230 here at Indy 500 and everything like that, 225, whatever it is. So it's like a separator. I think the separates quarterback position is, can you take a shot and deliver the ball? Like, do you courage? Can you do it? Physically, can you do it? And then once again, play clock's running. Can you get back up and go deliver again? I watch him do that a lot. And with the way you talk about old school football, you have to love that about this highly recruited guy, I would assume.
I love the kid. And he came there. His parents trusted him to come here, and he came there not because of my offensive philosophy, because that, I'm not renowned for that. It's the other part. Like, I do not want him showing up someday as the first pick and going to some team in New York or some team in L.A., and all of a sudden, for the first time in his life, experiencing adversity. So, yeah, he has fun. He runs around. He celebrates. He does other things. But he's in there every morning at 6. And when he doesn't do something right, he's hearing about it from me. And if he misses a nutrition appointment and he wants to show up to throwing, and I'm like, no, you're not allowed to throw today because you missed your nutrition appointment. So he's getting all that stuff. So whatever team gets him in 3 years, they're going to get a guy. And so, yeah.
You would hope that would happen everywhere.
Yeah, in most places it does.
But I'm just saying, be 19 and be famous, right? Be 19 and be famous. He's 19, he's famous. But I'll say this. When my 2 daughters walk in the building, like he stops whatever he does. He's like Vivi, Leon. And when he sees the AD's son walk in, he knows their names. He sees my wife, Miss Julie. He's a great kid. Social media paints people different ways. I wish all of our kids were like Dylan is. And you know what? We're all works in progress. But if tomorrow morning the Matt Rhule isn't good, he's going to hear about it, and he'll do it again the next day. So don't worry about him. He'll be fine.
Okay, that is awesome news, and I'm thankful to hear that there's dogs out there still, and it sounds like there's going to be a lot of them coming from Nebraska. Can't wait to watch how your guys do. Thank you for making time for us, and we can't wait to watch year 3 with Nebraska, like we've seen year 3 at Baylor, year 3 at Temple.
What?
There's a chance. What? Does Game Day make an appearance out there?
Last year I said you'd be there, and I didn't quite pull my weight, so just give it time.
Okay.
I feel good.
Love to go.
That river in Brazos.
You do that thing on the side. You do that thing on the side where, like, you're in the end zone. And you guys
Simulcast.
are
Playoffs.
Like, has a coach ever walked over and talked to you in the middle of a simulcast?
No, I don't think so.
You ran by Saban.
Saban,
The O-line coach.
Yeah, Justin Fry. Yelling shit at you.
But Fry's an old Temple guy. But Fry and I work together. So if you're from Temple, you don't care about anything, bro.
Dude,
You're so tough.
He was giving me this. I was because I picked against Ohio State.
Oh, that's different. I'm talking about where I come over and say, Pat, what do you think, bro? What do you think?
Yeah,
Should we go for it or
we
not?
would
That'd be
love that.
sweet.
Yeah. We would certainly love that. That would certainly be.
I'll just write that down.
Yeah, remember that.
When the time comes.
That's college football playoff. Actually, that contract is up. Actually, we don't know if that's ever going to happen again. It was a great time.
Hell of a run.
We got to see a lot of iconic games.
Bro, we're just there. Obviously, you get to do it all the time. But like, just being there, feeling the college world is just different. Isn't it? It's great to be back in the college world.
I love it. I love everything about it.
At Nebraska, they fill up, hours
Everything.
before the game kicks off.
And here's the reason why. They show up an hour before the game to watch the kids that might not get in the game, but that are still Huskers. And that's a loyalty unlike anything else. Like they show up to watch Johnny and Steve.
Take
and
Pat and go.
Just watch them Pat and go and give them a cheer. I mean, it's just a different level of loyalty to their team.
Well, sounds like it has the makings to be great. Now, Iowa is certainly lurking.
Listen, I will say, because I was one of the big, hey, this Nebraska, Iowa, this isn't a rivalry. Okay, we can play it the day after Thanksgiving. That's horseshit. It's a rivalry now. It is. I'm bought in.
Well, if I may say 2 things, one of the best moments of my life as a college football coach was at the end of the first quarter, looking up and waving at those kids. I'm telling you now,
That's cool, isn't it?
That was as powerful a thing as I've ever been through in my life. And thinking about what are they going through? I'm sitting here in pain about the 3rd down call, and I'm like, what are we talking about? So that was amazing.